Welcome to the Hidden History of Magic, WitchTV, where we share how you can do the magic behind each episode. On the heels of our Pamela Colman Smith episode, we discuss why you don't have to be psychic to start your tarot practice.
We share how and why using the tarot can open up your intuition, and what happens when you pull a card you don't like. Plus, we discuss if pirates are real and even pull cards for each other.
You already know the history.
Let's dive into the magic. Rhiannon, welcome. Welcome to our little coven here.
Thank you, Erin.
We're gathered here today to talk about the tarot on the heels of our Pamela Colman Smith episode with Atima Louie. And I'm so excited to talk about the tarot because, to be honest, I feel like I was so into the tarot. And then there were a couple of years that I took a break. Mm-hmm. And then when I started my mediumship journey, I fell so in love with it again, and it reignited and supported my gifts and became such a important part of my practice. And I'm so excited to talk about it. And I think even sharing our little tips, and I think if we can set an intention, I think everyone in the audience who listens to this show better run and get a deck, because I feel like tarot is like the perfect 101 space. You know, signs are important. We talk a lot about signs on this show.
Yes,
we must get signs from our ancestors. We must start that practice. But then I would argue tarot is right down the alley.
I would agree. And you know what? I love tarot because sometimes my intuition is very, very subtle. And it's very hard to hear. There's so much noise, so much sensory stuff happening all the time that it's easy to feel like, is this a thing or am I being weird? And then tarot to me is one of those tools that we can use to externalize stuff. Because when it's one of those things, I know that I feel like I'm supposed to be I have to believe it to see it. Right. Mm-hmm. And also sometimes I need to see it to believe it. And tarot is a tool that I can use to put it in front of my face and go, okay, I was feeling this, or I feel the edges of the story. And now tarot is a tool I can use to see the full story.
Yeah. And I will also say that mediumship uses a certain part of my brain, and then my psychic abilities come from a different part of my brain. And so I kind of have to weave them both into readings because I am answering questions. And so also the tarot helps me stay sharp psychically because it allows me to kind of practice and pull information.
Oh, that's great. I also think that tarot is one of those things long before I believed I was psychic. I played with tarot.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be psychic to be able to use tarot. I learned how to pull cards in a 1970s
I know you told us that
vintage magazine.
That you learned for your medieval fair.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things where you get to it has rules and structure, and I don't have to download anything to use it. I could just read the little book and have fun that way. And there's no pressure for me to know or for me to be psychic. There's always a little book to fall back on. And so it's a nice, easy way to play with divination without it having to be fully immersed in the unknown realms.
And I would argue sometimes the little book can give you some psychic information. I was very obsessed with Sky Alexander's tarot book that she wrote. And when I would read it, okay, this is what the card means. And there would be a line or a word or a sentence that would really jump out at me. So I would be oh, okay, this is what I'm pulling from that information. So I think you're right. I think it's a nice kind of way to dip the toe in and play with a little bit of magic without it feeling overwhelming. But I will say, as you continue your practice and you get to know your cards, then spooky things start to happen.
Yes. I think I'm at the place now where I've switched from relying on the meaning of the card to going what's the image telling me? What is how do I use this to paint the picture that's coming through my head and give someone a visual to point to?
When I teach tarot, that's the first thing I tell people is not to run to the book. I even say like take a shower, make a cup of coffee, have some kind of barrier between you and the information you're going to receive, because allow the card to sit and to settle. Observe the card, the way they look, how it feels, who's in it, what can you project on it, how would it feel if you were inside the card, and then really allow that to kind of settle. And you don't have to have an initial hit right away. Like you don't have to pull a card and go, oh, that's what it means. Allow it to kind of the dust to settle and then go to the book and get information and get clarity. But I think unless we're kind of using our intuition to kind of read a little bit, we're kind of blocking ourselves from the fun part of tarot, which is that it really is giving us subconscious information about ourselves.
Yes. I will say now, and I'm very curious about this for you. There are some cards where I can never remember the meaning, like the actual meaning. And I have my own meaning for them. And so when I pull the card, it means my meaning and not the meaning, because I'm the reader.
Yeah.
And I've like developed a relationship with this specific meaning for this specific card. Do you have any cards like that?
Absolutely. And I will say one of my favorite tarot readers, Rebecca Allman, who our audience will know from our Beguines episode, she's never read a tarot book. She's never picked up a book. And so when she reads for clients, she reads based on what she sees and what she feels.
Ooh,
and so like that to me, so when people are like, oh, the tarot is so overwhelming, there's so many cards, it's like, you actually don't even need a book. Right. You don't even need like an answer key. It's just about playing with how it feels. So I certainly have a relationship to cards. It's interesting when I pull them for clients, I have to kind of hold space for like what I know the card to be, plus like whatever spirit wants them to know. So it becomes a little complicated because there are certain cards that mean such specific things to my life and my experience. Like I think I shared in the tarot episode specifically that like when I was pregnant, I pulled the Hangman and I pulled the Tower, and those two, the Hangman specifically, and I have a very intense relationship.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. And to me, it's so funny because I often get the Hangman and the Fool confused about meaning, because I know the Fool, like
I love the Fool. The Fool is one of my favorite cards.
I love it too. And to me, when I think of the Fool, I think of the Fool as the archetype in writing and storytelling, where the Fool tends to be the smartest person in the room, but they are sharing the information in a way that's accessible to people. But also it is about like taking a leap of faith, which to me is very active. And the Hanged Man is about surrender.
The Hangman. The Hangman is absolutely about surrender, and it's about timing. That's my relationship to it. It's like, okay, I know you want to go, but you got to wait. I know you want this. You got to wait. And not only do you have to wait, you have to wait with a smile on your face, like a little saint, like just eat it.
That's funny. Yeah, I have a weird relationship with time. So the timing thing is probably what the cards are always screaming at me, but I'm like, couldn't be that. It means to think of it from a new perspective so I can have it now. No.
Oh, that brings up a really good point for people who are starting tarot, is when you pull a card you don't like and then you pull another one.
Yes.
That's something I also tell people to kind of pause on. Is like, even if you don't like the reading you get, let it sit, let it marinate.
I cannot tell you how many times I've texted Erin the death card that I've pulled. And I'm like,
crumble.
I know. And I'm always like, I have no idea what this means. Why does it keep coming up? And she has a very specific meaning for it.
Well, the death card to me is also a card of rebirth.
Yes. Well, and in the deck that I have, it literally is someone in a beautiful meadow, which is a metaphor for where I go spiritually. They're in a meditative pose. It's like a cattle skull, which is very Southwest to me. And so to me, it's about like letting things decompose. But also what makes it so beautiful is that there's this like rainbow coming off the crown. And so it's a very positive card.
Yeah.
But it's also, I don't know.
Listen, nobody likes to get the death card. I was reading for a group of women, maybe 30 or 40 women. at like a party, and I like grossly misestimated like what I was going to be doing at this thing. And I ended up doing so many readings, was so burnt out. I was there till like midnight. And anyway, none of them had ever done tarot before. So it was really funny to have them pull like the death card and the devil and have them just lose their goddamn minds because they're like, what does this mean? You know, people are so like their image is so literal.
Yes.
And and they cling so deeply to like, oh, is this a good card? Tell me it's a good card. It's like, well, they're all good cards.
They're all good and bad in tarot because tarot is mean. It's like that friend that needs to tell you how it is.
Yeah, tarot's a bitch.
Oh, love her though. And when I used to work in a corporate environment, there used to be it was always women, of course, that people were like, oh, you got to watch out for her. You got to watch out for her. And they were always my favorite people to work with. Because
I kind of agree.
Yes. It's like direct.
Yeah.
I know
give
where
me
I
a bitch.
stand.
I know all about that.
Yeah. I can dish it right back. Someone's like being mean to me. And I'm like, do you want this done right or not? And so like, it was always a great, and to me, that's what tarot is.
I agree. The tarot will give it to you really straight. It'll give it to you honest, and it'll give you what you don't want to know, but you do know in your gut to be true. And that can be frustrating, I think, as a practice. And then I cut you off. Will you explain like your relationship to oracle cards? We should bring them into the convo maybe.
Oh, yes. I will say though, on that note about the tarot will tell you what you need to know in your gut, but that's also what makes it really hard to read for yourself. Because it's easy to go like, it can't be this, right? It's like, am I trying to read the rose-colored version of this? Or, you know, like it can be.
You're saying you think it's hard to read for yourself in the cards?
Yeah. So I can read for other people very easily. Like it just flows.
Well, isn't that just part of being like psychic anyway? I mean, we've talked about this on the Battle of the Fates too. It's hard to we have blind spots in our lives.
Yes. And there are stakes. So if I'm asking a very important question and I get the death card, the stakes are real high.
Yeah.
You know?
And Sylvia Browne has said on Larry King Live, one of my favorite interviews with a psychic is he was like, well, why aren't you a millionaire? And why aren't you, you know, yada, yada, yada. And if I was a psychic, I would do this. And she was like, it's like a doctor operating on themselves. It's impossible.
Yes. Yes.
Which is such a good analogy because like, yes, we can see and look and do and give advice, but it's, yeah, you're still human.
Yes, absolutely. Now, if tarot is that bitch, you know, oracle cards are your cheerleader friend. Because sometimes you just need an affirmation.
I feel like I never go to the oracle cards. Do you?
I have made an oracle deck. I have been gifted oracle cards. I tend to lean dark as a person. And so I sometimes realize when I'm in mixed company, and by that I mean people who are not
muggles.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and just you know, even in the spiritual world, there are people who are like affirmation focused.
Yeah.
Instead of like deconstructing my sense of self focused.
Yeah. Ignoring the shadow.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is something to be said for positive mindset. I think it is helpful. And so I do like to use oracle in mixed company so that we can all be hopeful
together.
And and you know, like give the people what they want sometimes. And also I feel like for myself, it's hard for me to like solve a problem with oracle.
You're not getting that kind of, you're not getting a yes or no answer from an oracle. It's all yeses. It's all
yeses.
Yeah. So it you know, if you need a little, it's a beautiful part of a morning routine if you want to start your day with a little inspirational message. But if you're going to the cards for bigger questions, it can be tough to really get down to the root in an oracle deck.
Yes. Yeah. They, to me, they serve really different functions, but like, I used to love the goddess oracle, and I could be like, which goddess energy do I need to embody today? Which I
like that.
Yeah, I've made an herbalism oracle deck. So it's like the kitchen witch oracle where you can pull an herb and the plant will give you the plant wisdom. And so
Mm.
sometimes I'll get a message from ginkgo and this is what it represents and here's what you need. Or
We
maybe
need
this
a
is,
hidden history of magic oracle deck.
yes, I
You've
think
got to
so.
pull the Harriet Tubman, the Queen Victoria, the Pamela Colman Smith.
Yes. And I think that it can give
One day,
you
guys, one day.
I love making an oracle deck. I love making a tarot deck. I know that I'm shitting on oracle decks, but I do truly I have made several and I love making them. And I think that it can give you, it's like a different function. So like to me, oracle decks are like a journal prompt where
Yes.
it's useful and it's a tool that can get you to do the work. It can give you the affirmation. And tarot is more like, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the potential path. And it's not always good. It's not always messy, but here's what you can focus on. Here's what's getting in your way. You're overthinking this. Like there's like, oh, I spent the last 6 months pulling the 10 of swords. The death card and the 10 of swords came out together every reading I had for myself, not for other people, just for me. And the 10 of swords is like defeated on the battlefield, 10 swords in your back. Like, and I felt it. I really did feel it. And I'm like, but this doesn't help me get up. And so sometimes that's when I really need an oracle deck of like, well, what do I do? I'm just supposed to be like, the tarot is nice because it's like, yes, girl, like what you're feeling, I'm validating it for you.
Well, I mean, I would argue
Oh, okay.
that maybe they didn't want you to get up.
Ah. And that's why it's like, just die. We're trying to kill you. Die.
Well, some things have to die, you know?
I know.
And some things we cannot fix.
I'm open to it, you know?
What if this is coming to me? We each asked each other a question. What we could think of something, and then we'll pull cards for each other, and we'll give a little reading of how we.
I love this idea.
Okay.
Do I have to say my question out loud?
Yes, you do. So pick a question the audience can sink into.
Okay.
And I'm going to think too. Okay, I've got my question.
Okay.
Want me to go first and you can ponder?
You go first.
Okay, so my question is, we're moving into the summer. We're in the time machine a little bit, but we're right now, presently, we're moving from school to summer with our kids, with our schedules. Things are moving and grooving. I would like Spirit to tell me how I should maintain my energy through this transition of having my kids home all the time. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. Okay, and I just want to say that when I split the deck to shuffle, so this isn't the reading yet, but it caught my attention, and so we're going to go with that. We split on the 7 of swords and the Tower.
God damn it.
So it feels like you're doing too much, and this is an opportunity to let the foundation break so that you can rebuild it, right? And there are certain things where, okay, it feels like you're sneaking away. To me, 7 of swords is like the sneaky energy, like an art heist, art theft vibe. And it feels like there are certain things that you sneak away to do, and that reveals to you what your values are, what you value. And that the summer is the time to, like, when you have the space and time to do it openly, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But in the summer, if you catch yourself sneaking away, sneaking time, it's revealing to you what you do need to build space and foundation around. That being said, I will shuffle.
And the Tower is just, our classic rebuilding, restructuring,
let the
burning
existing
down.
Yeah, there's a structure, because even the image of school creates a very clear structure and routine. And this is saying that to let whatever pre-existing ideas of what that routine is and should be, let it fall to the ground, that it's an opportunity to rebuild. And you don't have to know what, I think because the 7 of swords is there too, you don't have to know immediately what the new thing is. Just let it, like, it'll reveal itself in your behavior.
Yeah. And I do feel like a big shift coming, I will say. Like, I do feel like shifts are a shift in. So the tower feels hopeful in that way.
Yes. Yeah. And it doesn't feel destructive. It feels like opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, look at this. This is the timing of it too is perfect. And stuff is revealing itself to you. Okay. So then what was the question? It was about like how to reorient the summer.
Yeah. How do I like, I'm struggling with like with the words of how to say it. How do I balance a new routine? How do I cultivate a joyful routine in the chaos of having kids around in the summer?
Okay, great. So we have the King of Wands. And to
Mm.
me, this is like the Wands energy is always manifestation and magic energy. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is just reminding you that you decide.
Mm.
You get to create it. You are the center of the structure that you're building, that you have the power and the authority. To me, the king feels like authority in
Yeah,
this
I feel
moment.
boundaries when I see the king. It's like delegating, it's like organized.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so this feels like you're the authority of the building
Mm.
of the structure. And in this card, what is striking to me is that it's like a barren landscape. And there's
Yeah.
like a teeny tiny, normally the kings are like taking up all kinds of space in the center of the card, but
Mm-hmm.
this is like a barren landscape, which again, with the tower feels like there's nothing. You're starting from your
Scratch.
blank space.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it be blank.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing existed, go from there. And again, you can let your behavior reveal your priorities.
Okay.
And then we have the Page of Cups. But to me,
Mm.
what is interesting about this,
Yeah.
because Page of Cups, I think, is like flirting, not quite as like romantic gesture as the Knight of Cups. To me, like the Knight of Cups is like the romance card, like the romanticy
Knight in
novel.
shining armor.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes. The page is a little more boyish,
Yeah.
or in this, it feels like someone outside under a rainbow, feet in the grass. To me, it's like spending time outside in the grass
Mm.
with the kids, letting the magic of the outdoors,
Nature.
bel- mhm, spending time that way creates space for you to do. You can exist in the same like it's almost like the way that this looks to me is that there's people in your reality all playing together in one plane, and you can bilocate to the magical plane at the
Mm.
same time, so creating opportunities for you to be bilocated. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
Okay, so that you can balance things like even when you can't in the physical plane, there are ways to play. It's so interesting too, because you have two kids and there's these two little moons
Mm.
floating above the
Yeah.
rainbow around so it's also like it doesn't feel like your children need to be separate from the other plane that you're visiting.
Yeah. It feels very balanced and cohesive in that card.
Yes.
And
And
we
that
will post the pictures of the cards on the Patreon. So you can either go to the YouTube version and watch the cards, or you can check out the images when we post
yeah.
this episode.
And something that stands out the most to me is that this woman's in a bathing suit.
Yeah, she's loving the summer.
Yes.
She's in a summer mode,
Oh yeah. And so I think that's also leaning into
like the
what
joy of
does
summer.
mhm.
Yeah.
And the last one is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about
Oh.
collaboration
Mm.
and not doing it alone
Yeah.
and creating spaces where you can be in group or in coven or in whatever way, like collaborating, because
Mm.
that to me, the way that they're saying it, I don't know if I believe this every day, but I love this idea. But to me, like collaboration is a way creates balance.
Yeah.
Collaboration creates balance
Well,
because
and it
it's not
also
all on one.
refills my cup. Like if I think about
Mm,
how to rejuvenate or, feel really full, it's through collaboration and through girls' nights and through covens and through like community. That's a big part of
yes.
how I refill.
Yes. And so in this card too, there's like a checkerboard ground. And whenever
Mhm.
I see that, it feels like a game too. So
Mm.
remember to keep this summer,
Play.
create lots of spaces where you can collaborate. And because it's pentacles and not cups, it
Mhm.
feels like I'm a fan of a work party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Body doubling, like, okay, let's have a wine night, but we're working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it can be that kind of thing. And it's playful, it's fun. There's this because your brand is under the moon gate. Two of these
Mm.
cards to me are like under this
Yeah,
like
look at
portal
that.
gate. So it feels like remembering to incorporate your magic in all of the interactions, because
Yeah.
that's part of where this structure is going to be built. Because so like the
Mm.
King of Wands is like remembering your authority and nothing's built yet, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes built
Mm.
through magic.
Can we go back to the 7 of Swords for a
Ooh,
second?
yes, we can.
And then you can ask me your question. So, what the 7 of Swords is not to hide it, not to be sneaky about being
Nope.
productive. Okay. So I'm
No, no,
being,
no. It's that you're going to be sneaky about things.
oh, I am. Okay.
I mean, this is something that we talked about before we got on the mic,
Yeah, yeah.
was about we're in summer mode. Our
Mhm.
children are home,
Yeah.
which changes the availability, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so it's saying that notice where you're sneaking away.
Mm.
Notice where you're trying to sneak moments. What are the things that you're trying to sneak away for?
Mhm.
Because we always do, like, even thinking about like the trope, it's a cliche for a reason, right? Of a mom just going to the bathroom to be on her phone,
Yeah, yeah.
right? What is she looking for in that moment? Is it
Mhm.
silence? Is it to feel like a grown up? Is it to work on this thing? And so there's going to be moments, because you don't have the space to think about stuff in the same way when the children are around.
Mhm.
There's going to be moments where you're daydreaming and sneaking away that way,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're taking a little extra time in the shower, sneaking away that way.
Mhm.
Oh, everyone's distracted by that thing. Let me go pull out my laptop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's going to be those moments. You don't have to not do it. All of that's useful information.
Got it, got it.
And you don't have to feel bad about it because it's useful information. It's all
Mm.
revealing stuff.
Yeah. I love it. I'm processing it all. I like the gal in her little bikini.
Oh, yes.
I'll just
The
walk around in a one piece and we'll call it a day.
ah, dream life. It was also a bathing suit, dear listeners, made of stars.
Ooh.
It was like all
I'm
black.
working
Like,
on my galactic channel.
there we go.
Working on it.
I can't tell you the most psychic I've ever been in my life. Like, I'm talking channeling light language, having other beings speak through me, like wackadoodle
Mhm.
psychic that I've ever been, was the summer I spent in a bikini while my kids played in the grass at the splash table. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
being outside all the time.
Mm.
There's something about being in nature too that you can't help but open.
Yeah.
Ugh,
All right. You got your question?
I do.
I got my cards.
Okay, so I did text you last night that I feel like my life is about to change.
Ooh.
Like today feels like the
Mm.
first day of something, but I don't know what it is. I just have the feeling that everything is changing. Like my heart, just saying this out loud, my heart is like,
Racing.
"Ooh." Yes, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm
Mm.
excited, but for like, there's no clues.
Yeah, yeah. No clues. Mm. Cool. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, we'll do some ASMR. I'm gonna go and
Oh,
you tell me when to stop.
well, I just saw the 10 of cups. I didn't, so I'm gonna, okay, stop.
Okay. I will also tell the listeners, and this happens to me in readings, that even if you might not identify with Rhiannon's question, that you'll get information, psychic hits from the answer. So even though we're doing very personal readings, this is for Rhiannon. This is really for everybody. Is how spirit always comes through.
And
Okay.
same for Aaron's question.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm feeling so many chills. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin. All right. So let's start with the first card, which is the Page of Swords.
Okay.
And I am pulling from the traditional Colman Rider Smith deck. So if people want to Google the Page of Swords, that's the visual we're looking at. But it's really interesting. So I have to laugh because this feels like a boyfriend card.
Oh,
like this feels
so many every time I do a reading with you, there's like some spirit boyfriend hanging out, and I am here for it.
But it's interesting because it feels like cotton candy. Like it doesn't feel real. Like we see the Page of Swords is kind of a goofy card in my opinion, because they've got the sword out, a big sword out. They look like they're fighting somebody. They have no armor on. They have no opponent. They're not on a battlefield. The clouds are in the air. It feels very like airy fairy, and it feels very unprepared, I guess is like the word. And so when I tune into this energy, it feels like there is almost like maybe a connection or a longing for something relationship wise that doesn't feel quite like timing wise ready yet. Like
Okay.
spirit is telling you that, you know, you might be gearing up for receiving, but it's not the right time. And it's okay to dream, and it's okay to flirt, and it's okay to be in this place where, you know, the clouds are going by. I know you're such a cloud girly that you like love to kind of like document and talk to the clouds. And that feels like a safe place to be, but know that it doesn't feel quite right for anything to land yet.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then the second card is the Two of Pentacles. And this is really interesting because what I'm getting here is kind of, it feels like revenue from two different places.
Oh, I like this interpretation.
And it feels like something that it feels like right now mentally you are focused on revenue from one place, and it feels like you need to be open to revenue from two places. And so one of my favorite manifestation techniques, and I've manifested a lot of money using this, so I shall share it with our audience, is you say to spirit or your guides or whoever you're talking to, the trees, I want to manifest $10,000. I want to manifest $10,000. I don't care how it comes. I don't care how I receive it. I don't care. Maybe you say a timeline, I'd like it XYZ, but you are completely open and unattached with how to receive. And most of the time when we set these expectations, we're like, well, I want to make this money from my job and I want to do this. And like we tend to bog down our dreams so that spirit can't move freely. If you tell spirit, I'm open and available, Rhiannon, one time, like an insurance called and like just gave me money for our house.
That's amazing.
Like stuff like this does happen. And so for you, it feels like an openness to receive from many different places. And I will also say something that's really jumping out at me in this card is the ships in the back. You see, we've got two ships in the sea, and it feels like travel and it feels like movement. And so it also feels like an opportunity, and I'm getting chills as I say that it might require you to do some moving, like in either a travel or a trip, or I could even see it being an opportunity where you're asked to go speak somewhere or do something, but it feels like a movement of location is kind of in the works there. And it also feels in the same way that the Page of Swords felt kind of like we're not there yet, but we're getting there. It feels like the Two of Coins has like a similar energy in that he's giving Page vibes of like, we're not there yet, we're getting there. So continuing to like receive from different places and be open. But then as you move forward, we've got the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups to me is like the mermaid card. She is, you'll notice she's got kind of these green scaly cloak on. Her little cherub angels all have mermaid tails. She's got her chalice. She's at the water. And so this, for me, knowing your connection to the water feels really good and feels really secure and feels really stable. And it almost feels like a call from spirit for you to work more with the water and for you to bring in water energy But it feels like spirit is almost leaving you these breadcrumbs right now because, and to go back to your question of things are changing and things are morphing and things are moving. It's like they're setting you up little mini things for you to be on the throne. So it does feel like big things are coming and that things are going to be moving and shifting. But I think you want it to be like you're struck by lightning today or tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's not what's going to happen.
Oh.
It's a movement that it doesn't feel like spirit is not with you and not giving you magic and not giving you these pieces, but it doesn't feel it's not a tower card. It's not a death card. It's not a quick card.
Ugh, we got 90 days, universe. All I gotta say. 90 days.
And I'm just going to repeat this thing about the water. There is water, feet in the water, communicating with the water, channeling with the water, working with dolphins. There's a heavy energy for you to be either near or close to or with water in conjunction to this feeling of stability and this feeling of being on the throne. And so if I were you, I would be, when you're doing a meditation or when you're doing your walks or whenever you're kind of doing energy work, I need you to like be physically in the water. Like,
okay,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something that is very funny.
Yeah.
Because I grew up literally in the ocean. I spent every week swimming in the ocean, walking to the ocean. I grew up in the ocean, smashed by waves. Like when I went to the beach, I wasn't like toes in the water. I was out as far as I could.
There.
Oh, as far as I could go.
Yeah.
And I have a sensory problem with the feeling of being wet. So it is very uncomfortable unless I am intentionally swimming. Mm-hmm. The feeling of being wet makes my skin crawl. Mm-hmm. So I do not like a bath. If I get into a shower, it takes me forever to get out of a shower because I don't like the feeling of being wet outside of water.
That's okay though. I'm not asking you to physically get in the water.
Okay.
I'm asking you when you're going for a walk that you envision yourself in an ocean.
Oh.
That you envision yourself in the abundance and the fullness and the being held by water. And you can do that right in your living room. You don't have to go to the ocean.
Okay.
Even a smell of salt water.
Yeah.
I need you to be more connected. It feels like you are disconnected from the water in which you were raised and we need to reopen that portal in order for you to step into Queen of Thrones, Queen of Cups energy.
Okay. That's helpful.
Even listening to, whale sounds, water sounds while you're doing dishes, just like incorporating more ocean.
And it's specifically ocean, right? And not just water. Because I feel like here it rains all the time. Like it just spent
rain
a
is
week
not the same
straight.
as an ocean.
Okay. Just checking. Because I'm like, I know, I don't love being out in the rain. And I did get caught in the rain.
It doesn't feel rain. It doesn't even feel like it feels big.
Interesting. Okay. See, and this is where we go. See, that I'm sure from an outside perspective, that sounds very lovely. And also, Tara's really a bitch,
Well, sometimes we want things when we want them, and it's difficult to have to sit with the reality. I mean, I remember having a gal who came to me who wanted a pregnancy. She wanted to know when she was going to get pregnant. And she was like, is it next month? Is it the next month? Is it the next month? And we were pulling cards for her. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's hard for it to be coming later, mostly because I'm in survivor mode. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the verge. So we've got 90 days. When I tell you we've got 90 days.
But what I will also say to that is, as we both know, the universe doesn't believe in time as that construct. And so if you want to jump ahead to the ocean, then do it.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like if you feel like you need the ocean energy now, then like be 24/7 in the ocean,
Okay.
Be underwater now. Do it now.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll escalate because it feels like a block. And if you can unblock it.
Oh, Really?
then it'll start to flow.
You know, I've gone to a few different psychics over the last few years because I felt cursed, as you know.
Yeah.
And I have really been like, is Atlanta the wrong? Did I make a mistake? Do I need to
Mhm.
leave here? Because I'll go, you know? And every time that I've talked to someone, they were like, you need the ocean. You need the
Mm.
ocean. You need the ocean. And so I started driving to Florida occasionally and going literally to the ocean. But this is interesting that it can just be like a visual connect, because just like time is not real, space is not real.
Yeah.
And so it is possible very
And I love that
easily.
you don't like to be wet anyway, so don't go to the ocean.
I know. You know, when I was a child, obviously, I think there's two wolves or
Mm.
whatever. I hate when people use the cliche of like, there's two types of people in the world. Because I'm like, no, there are if there are 500,000 versions of two types of people in this world, the only person who can get away with saying it is Britney Spears. Thank you.
Mhm.
But I was in the camp of kids that was like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a marine biologist.
Hmm.
And I was obsessed. And because I grew up in Dana Point, California, there were pirate stories. Like it was on a harbor. I walked to the ocean. In fourth grade, we got to visit a pirate ship that was like Dana's ship or whatever, who was named Dana Point was named after. And
I
we had
know
to
you
like,
hate the Templars, but they were pirates.
I do love pirates. My favorite Assassin's Creed is Black Flag because it's all pirate ship stuff. So
Mm.
I do love a pirate story. And I think it's also because, you know, I grew up around where pirates were real. I mean, pirates are real, like they're mythical creatures. I believe pirates are real. At the harbor, which is where I could walk to, there were tide pools and you could touch sea anemones. And there was like a
Mm.
marine biology club in my elementary
Cool.
school. So I was obsessed with it. And then when I was 14, still wanted to be a marine biologist. I went to Hawaii for the first time and went
Mm.
snorkeling.
So pretty.
I could not get out of the water faster because
The
I was
fish
like, the
touched
animals
you.
aren't touching me. And then a sea turtle came and you know, oh, beautiful, majestic sea
And you're
turtle
like,
slowly. Ah! And then I realized I cannot be a marine biologist.
it's important to try out those jobs, guys. See if
It
they really
is.
fit.
Thank God it was before college is all I got to say.
Something that is coming through for me is, oftentimes I saw this interview, this TikTok, this something social media video, and I thought it was really helpful. It was like essentially saying like when you take a big risk, the universe has to kind of meet you and timeline jump and
Mm.
recalibrate, right? So when we think about a big risk, we think about like, moving or, making a bold choice or even emailing your idol, like really putting yourself out there emotionally and vulnerably. But because I'm a witch, I also think that a change in the elements will do that also. So I have noticed that when I am stuck and I go somewhere that's totally different, I was just in the desert, like that really shook up some things for me. I remember kayaking last summer on the water and just feeling like being on the water in a boat. And I was like, I'm in the water, like in such a weird way. That really opened something. And so I feel like the reason that you're being called to the ocean is to kind of shake up, that energy elementally.
You know what element I've been in since 2020?
Hmm.
Fire. I
Mm.
work with fire a lot. I work with fire nonstop. And I've had phases where I spent a lot of time with earth energy, but even right now, like here, Atlanta feels very earthy. I'm with the trees, I'm with
Yeah.
the mud. There's like an earthiness. And because there's so much earth and rain, fresh water,
Yeah.
I work with fire. I visualize fire. I use fire for everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like proud of my Sagittarius stellium or what, like I'm in
Yeah.
my fire energy. And water is the one that is the only element that I don't really work with because there's so much water
Mm.
here. I feel like bogged down by the water.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's like dip a toe in and see like how it goes and what it
Okay.
opens up and what it elevates. Because I do think you have guides in the water too that you're not connected with yet.
Very interesting. Huh. There you go. What a great example of tarot. It's very specific advice. It's very aligned with stuff that other people have been saying. We got clouds right away.
Mm,
Love clouds.
yeah.
Shout out to all my cloud sluts out there.
I think if you're a cloud slut, I'm a flower slut. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
taking a picture of a flower.
Love that. Yes.
Love documenting a bloom. Love going to the garden center and like having the flowers pose for me and taking pictures of them.
Oh, yeah. Very
That's my
earthy.
fave. Well,
That's
if
fun.
people want, I would love to do a magic workshop on tarot where we can really dive into the specifics and the deep dives of how to use cards, what the different suits mean, some of the numerology behind it, some of the history. So if people are interested in a magic workshop, comment, slide
Yes.
into our DMs, let us know, and maybe we'll put that together next.
Well, and I said this in the bonus, I believe, so maybe not everyone heard this, but I am also a huge believer that the fastest way to connect with the meanings of the cards is to make your own deck. And I
Mm,
think that it's easier than ever because Canva's free. You can collage. The very first deck I ever made was a collage. I was in this cult, loved it. She was like a collage artist. So we did all of these different projects with collage and we made an oracle deck. So I got to, cut out pictures where they were all around a specific theme. So this card's about you need to go out dancing and remember who you are and being alive.
mm,
And this card is about rest. And this card is about and having to think thematically about what images represent. Because with collage too, when you're doing a reading, there are going to be certain pieces of the collage that jump out more than the others.
yeah.
And you can go, oh, this is what is for you specifically. And the theme of this card is dancing. But for you,
Mm,
it's about opening your heart. Or for you, it's about moving your hips to release whatever energy is there. And you'll be able to start noticing that even though it's the same card every time, you're feeling into all the different meanings that can show up. And when you're the person creating the meaning of the card, I think that relationship becomes really clear.
mm. Yeah, that's a fun thing to do if you're crafty and if you've got the mental space to I like this idea too of the themes.
Oh,
Like if
yes.
you know your specific themes for a year, it feels like also like a nice New Year's practice to focus
Ooh.
on what you want the year to bring you or what you want to release.
Oh my God. Like a vision. People are vision
Yeah, like a
boarding.
vision board, exactly. But a
Yes.
card that you can kind of specifically call upon or pull at random to remind you of what your intentions are. That's cool.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be 78 cards, which
Yeah,
is
no.
what a tarot deck is. But
Oracles are usually around 30-ish. I love it. So much fun. So lovely to talk about tarot and all the different kind of ways that it manifests in our lives. I want to hear our audience if they have tarot stories of cards that they love to pull or cards they hate to get. I would love to kind of share comments on a future episode. So if you have any tarot stories, make sure to send them to us either on Patreon or you can email us at hiddenhistoryofmagic@gmail.com. And we'll
love
see you
it.
guys next time.
Bye.